football never sleeps. And today has been one of those days that could shape the rest of the season. From blockbuster transfer rumors and surprise contract developments to injury concerns and rising young stars making headlines, there is no shortage of stories that every football fan should know. Whether you support Manchester City, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, or any other club, today's news has something that could affect your team. Stay with us until the end because one of today's biggest stories could completely change the balance of power in European football. The football world woke up to another wave of transfer speculation as clubs continue searching for the final pieces needed to compete at the highest level. Every summer brings excitement, but this year feels different. Managers are under pressure to deliver trophies. Sporting directors are negotiating around the clock and fans are refreshing social media every few minutes hoping for official announcements. While many rumors disappear within hours, a few are beginning to gain serious momentum, and insiders believe that several major deals could be completed sooner than expected. One of the biggest talking points today revolves around elite strikers. Clubs across Europe understand that goals win championships, and finding a reliable goalscorer has become more difficult than ever. The world's best forwards are now among the most valuable athletes in sports, with transfer fees reaching record-breaking numbers. Teams are not only paying for goals but also leadership, consistency, and the ability to perform in the biggest matches. That is why every rumor involving a world-class striker immediately captures the attention of millions of fans around the globe. At the same time, midfielders remain the heartbeat of every successful team. Modern football demands players who can defend, create opportunities, control possession, and dictate the pace of a match. Today's reports suggest that several clubs are preparing aggressive offers for creative midfielders capable of transforming an entire season. These negotiations are rarely simple because selling clubs know exactly how valuable these players have become. A single signature could change the ambitions of two different clubs overnight. Defensive reinforcements are also becoming one of today's hottest stories. While attackers usually receive the headlines, championship-winning teams are built on strong defensive stations. Scouts have spent months identifying center-backs with pace, intelligence, and composure under pressure. Full-backs who can defend 1 minute and create chances the next are now among football's most sought-after players. Several clubs are expected to battle for the same defensive targets before the transfer window closes. Meanwhile, managers continue preparing their squads for the challenges ahead. Every training session matters because the difference between winning and losing at the highest level can be incredibly small. Coaches are experimenting with new formations, testing partnerships between players, and evaluating young talents who could become surprise stars this season. Fans often focus only on what happens during 90 minutes on match day, but countless important decisions are made long before the referee blows the opening whistle. Injury updates are another major concern today. Every supporter knows how quickly a season can change when a key player is unavailable. Medical teams are working around the clock to monitor recovery schedules, while managers carefully balance the desire to bring players back quickly against the risk of making injuries even worse. One unfortunate setback can influence league races, cup competitions, and even international tournaments later in the year. Another topic generating excitement is the rise of young footballers, who continue proving that age is only a number. Across Europe, teenagers are earning opportunities at clubs that traditionally relied on experienced veterans. These young players bring fearless energy, technical ability, and confidence beyond their years. Every season introduces a new generation of stars, and today's football landscape suggests that several future superstars are already announcing themselves on the biggest stages. Fans are also paying close attention to tactical evolution. Football is constantly changing, and managers who refuse to adapt often fall behind. High pressing, quick transitions, flexible formations, and intelligent positional play are becoming increasingly important. Today's analysts are discussing how several top clubs are adjusting their styles to gain an advantage over domestic and European rivals. Even small tactical improvements can become the difference between lifting a trophy and finishing another season empty-handed. Off the pitch, football continues expanding as a global business. Sponsorship agreements, commercial partnerships, and stadium developments are becoming almost as important as player transfers. Clubs are investing millions to improve facilities, strengthen youth academies, and increase worldwide fan engagement. Financial stability has become one of the biggest competitive advantages in modern football, because successful clubs can invest consistently while maintaining long-term sustainability. Social media has transformed the relationship between football clubs and supporters. Breaking news now spreads within seconds, and players regularly communicate directly with millions of followers. While this creates excitement, it also increases speculation. A single photo, a cryptic message, or even a player's decision to follow another club online can spark worldwide discussion. Fans have learned to analyze every detail, searching for clues that might reveal the next major transfer or contract announcement. Today's football conversation also includes the growing importance of data analysis. Clubs now rely on advanced statistics to evaluate players, predict performances, and reduce recruitment mistakes. Modern scouts no longer depend solely on watching matches. They combine traditional observation with sophisticated performance metrics that measure everything from passing efficiency to defensive positioning. This analytical revolution is helping clubs identify hidden talents before their market value explodes. Goalkeepers are receiving more recognition than ever before. They are no longer expected only to make spectacular. Today's elite goalkeepers initiate attacks, distribute the ball accurately under pressure, and act as an additional defender outside the penalty area. Several clubs are reportedly monitoring goalkeepers capable of fitting this modern role. Recognizing that the position has evolved dramatically over the past decade, competition across Europe's biggest leagues has never been fiercer. Every point matters because the margins separating success from disappointment continue shrinking. Clubs that once dominated comfortably now face stronger competition from ambitious rivals with improved recruitment strategies and better financial planning. This growing competitiveness is making every weekend more unpredictable and every victory more valuable. Supporters are already debating which teams look strongest heading into the coming weeks. Some believe defending champions remain favorites because of their experience and squad depth. Others argue that new signings and tactical adjustments have created genuine challengers capable of upsetting the established order. Football has always rewarded preparation, teamwork, and resilience, and those qualities will once again determine who celebrates at the end of the season. Perhaps the most exciting aspect of today's football landscape is its unpredictability. Every transfer window produces unexpected heroes. Overlooked players become global stars, and clubs written off before the season begins suddenly compete for major trophies. That uncertainty is exactly why millions of fans continue following every headline, every press conference, and every transfer rumor with incredible passion. In football, everything can change in a single day, and today's developments suggest that the next few weeks could deliver some of the biggest stories of the entire year. As the transfer market continues to dominate conversations across the football world, several clubs are entering what many insiders describe as the most important phase of the window. Early negotiations have already taken place behind closed doors. But now executives, agents, and sporting directors are working almost around the clock to finalize deals before rival clubs step in. Every phone call could change the future of a player, and every negotiation has the potential to reshape an entire league. One of the biggest trends emerging this season is the willingness of clubs to invest heavily in younger players rather than established veterans. Instead of spending massive transfer fees on stars approaching the later stages of their careers, many clubs are focusing on players between the ages of 18 and 23. These footballers not only offer long-term value, but also have the potential to become world-class talents over the next several years. It is a strategy that has already produced remarkable success for several European giants, and others are eager to follow the same blueprint. Premier League clubs continue to lead the market financially. Their ability to generate enormous broadcasting revenue gives them an advantage when competing for top talent. Even clubs outside the traditional top six can now attract players who might previously have chosen Spain, Germany, or Italy. This financial strength has forced other European leagues to become smarter in recruitment, identifying future stars before they become too expensive. Meanwhile, Spain's biggest clubs remain focused on building squads capable of dominating both domestic football and European competitions. Rather than signing players simply because they are famous, recruitment departments are placing greater emphasis on tactical fit, personality, and long-term development. Managers want footballers who understand their systems, press aggressively, maintain possession under pressure, and perform consistently in high-stakes matches. Italy is experiencing another exciting period as several Serie A clubs continue rebuilding their squads with a mixture of experienced leaders and appearing talents. Italian football has always been known for tactical intelligence and defensive organization, but modern teams are also emphasizing attacking creativity and faster transitions. This evolution has made the league more entertaining while maintaining the strategic discipline that has defined Italian football for generations. Germany remains one of the world's best environments for developing young footballers. Bundesliga clubs continue giving opportunities to teenagers who might struggle for playing time elsewhere. Scouts across Europe monitor these players closely because many eventually become transfer targets for elite clubs. Every season seems to introduce another breakthrough talent capable of becoming the next global superstar. France also continues producing exceptional footballers through one of the strongest youth development systems in the world. Clubs are investing heavily in academies, recognizing that producing homegrown talent can provide both sporting success and significant financial returns. Every year, several academy graduates make headlines with performances that attract attention from Europe's wealthiest clubs. Managers are playing a larger role than ever in transfer decisions. Years ago, some clubs left recruitment almost entirely to executives, but today's most successful organizations encourage close collaboration between coaches, analysts, scouts, and sporting directors. Every potential signing is evaluated from multiple perspectives before an offer is submitted. Clubs understand that one excessive mistake can affect finances and squad balance for years. Agents also continue influencing the modern transfer market. They negotiate salaries, bonuses, contract lengths, image rights, and release clauses while balancing the interests of players and clubs. Some negotiations last only a few days, while others continue for months before reaching an agreement. Fans often see only the final announcement without realizing the enormous amount of work that takes place behind the scenes. Contract extensions are becoming almost as important as new transfers. Clubs know replacing elite players is becoming increasingly difficult, so securing current stars with long-term agreements has become a major priority. Keeping a world-class player can sometimes be more valuable than signing a new one, because chemistry, leadership, and experience cannot always be replaced. Another fascinating storyline today involves young academy graduates earning opportunities with first teams. Managers increasingly trust homegrown talent, because these players understand the club's culture and often display exceptional commitment. Supporters love watching local players succeed because it creates a stronger emotional connection between the team and its community. Preseason performances are also influencing transfer decisions. A player who impresses during training camps and friendly matches may convince a manager to keep him instead of approving a transfer. On the other hand, disappointing performances sometimes encourage clubs to accelerate negotiations for reinforcements. Every minute on the pitch becomes an opportunity to prove one's value. Fitness remains another major talking point throughout football. Sports science has transformed how clubs prepare players physically and mentally. Nutrition experts, psychologists, recovery specialists, and performance analysts all contribute to maximizing player development. Modern football demands extraordinary athleticism, and clubs are investing heavily to gain even the smallest competitive advantage. Technology continues changing how football operates. Video analysis allows coaching staffs to study opponents in incredible detail, identifying strengths, weaknesses, and tactical patterns. Artificial intelligence is beginning to assist recruitment departments by analyzing thousands of matches and highlighting players whose profiles match specific tactical requirements. While technology cannot replace experienced scouts, it has become a valuable tool in modern decision-making. Fans are also debating which managers face the greatest pressure this season. Expectations continue rising because supporters demand immediate success. A few disappointing results can quickly create speculation about a coach's future, regardless of achievements in previous seasons. Managing one of Europe's biggest clubs requires not only tactical brilliance, but also exceptional leadership and communication skills. Another subject dominating discussions is squad depth. Winning multiple competitions requires far more than a talented starting 11. Injuries, suspensions, and fixture congestion test every squad throughout the season. Clubs with strong benches often outperform rivals during demanding periods because they can rotate players without sacrificing quality. Set pieces are receiving renewed attention as coaches search for every possible advantage. Corners, free kicks, and throw-ins are now carefully designed using detailed analysis and rehearsed movements. Some clubs have even hired specialists dedicated exclusively to improving set-piece efficiency. A single well-executed routine can decide championships. Refereeing technology continues generating debate among supporters. While video review systems have improved decision-making in many situations, discussions remain about consistency, interpretation, and the speed of reviews. Football's governing bodies continue refining these systems, hoping to balance fairness with the natural flow of the game. Perhaps the most exciting aspect of today's football world is the constant sense that something extraordinary could happen at any moment. An unexpected transfer announcement, a dramatic contract extension, a breakthrough performance from a young star, or a tactical innovation could dominate headlines within minutes. Football evolves every day, and supporters remain eager to witness whatever comes next. As today's biggest stories continue developing, one thing is certain. The coming days could produce announcements that reshape title races, strengthen historic rivalries, and introduce the next generation of football icons. The excitement surrounding the beautiful game has never been greater, and every fan knows that tomorrow's headlines may be even bigger than today's. The biggest question every football fan is asking right now is simple: which clubs are truly ready to compete for trophies, and which teams still have work to do? Every new season begins with hope, but only a handful of clubs will eventually lift silverware. The difference often comes down to consistency, mentality, and the ability to perform under pressure when the stakes are highest. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in football. A team that wins 5 or 6 matches in a row suddenly begins playing with confidence, belief, and freedom. Players trust one another, fans create an incredible atmosphere, and even difficult matches begin to feel more manageable. On the other hand, a poor run of results can quickly create doubt, making every mistake seem bigger than it really is. That is why managers constantly remind their squads to focus on one match at a time instead of thinking too far ahead. Several players are already being tipped to become the biggest stars of the season. Some are experienced leaders who have consistently delivered on the world's biggest stages, while others are exciting young talents determined to prove they belong among football's elite. Every season introduces new heroes, and history shows that breakthrough performances often come from players who began the campaign with very little attention. Fans should also keep a close eye on tactical battles. Football is no longer simply about having the most talented individuals. Success depends on how well a team functions as a unit. Pressing systems, defensive organization, quick counterattacks, and intelligent movement without the ball often determine the outcome of major matches. The smallest tactical adjustment can completely change a game's direction. One of the most fascinating aspects of modern football is the speed at which fortunes can change. A club that struggled last season can suddenly become a title contender after making a few smart signings and appointing the right manager. Likewise, a team that dominated the league one year may find itself facing unexpected challenges if key players leave or injuries begin to pile up. Football constantly reminds us that nothing is guaranteed. Another major storyline to follow is the race for individual awards. Every player dreams of finishing the season with impressive statistics, memorable performances, and perhaps even personal recognition. Golden Boot races, assist leaders, goalkeeper awards, and young player honors all add another layer of excitement throughout the campaign. Healthy competition between world-class players often raises the overall standard of football. Supporters also play a massive role in every club's journey. Home stadiums become fortresses when passionate fans create unforgettable atmospheres. Players regularly speak about the extra energy they receive from packed stands, especially during difficult moments. Whether it is a dramatic comeback, a last-minute winner, or a crucial defensive stand, supporters can inspire teams to achieve remarkable results. Today's football is also more global than ever before. Millions of fans wake up early or stay up late to watch matches taking place thousands of miles away. Social media allows supporters from different countries to celebrate victories, debate controversial decisions, and share their opinions instantly. The sport has become a worldwide community connected by a shared passion for the beautiful game. As clubs continue preparing for upcoming fixtures, fitness and squad rotation will become increasingly important. Modern football schedules are demanding, with domestic leagues, cup competitions, and international tournaments creating little time for recovery. Successful managers understand that keeping players fresh throughout the season is just as important as selecting the strongest possible lineup for one match. Young academy graduates remain another reason for excitement. Every fan loves watching a homegrown player step onto the biggest stage wearing the club's colors. These stories remind everyone that talent, dedication, and hard work can open extraordinary opportunities. Clubs investing in youth development are not only building for today, but also securing their future for years to come. transfer speculation will undoubtedly continue until the window officially closes. Every day brings new reports, fresh rumors, and unexpected twists. While not every story becomes reality, the excitement surrounding potential signings keeps fans engaged throughout the off-season. Official announcements often arrive without warning, turning an ordinary day into one that supporters remember for years. Looking ahead, several upcoming fixtures promise to deliver thrilling football. Historic rivalries, title-contending clashes, and matches between Europe's biggest clubs always attract global attention. These are the games where legends are created, unforgettable goals are scored, and careers are defined. Every supporter understands that football's greatest moments often arrive when least expected. There is also growing anticipation surrounding the next generation of managers. Football tactics continue evolving, and younger coaches are introducing bold ideas that challenge traditional thinking. Their willingness to experiment with formations, pressing systems, and player roles is helping shape the future of the sport. Innovation has become just as valuable as experience. Discipline will remain another deciding factor throughout the season. Teams capable of avoiding unnecessary red cards, maintaining concentration in the final minutes, and staying composed during high-pressure situations usually outperform equally talented opponents. Championships are often won by clubs that consistently make smart decisions in crucial moments. Perhaps the most exciting truth about football is its unpredictability. Statistics, predictions, and expert opinions all have value, but once the whistle blows, anything can happen. An underdog can defeat a giant. A substitute can score the winning goal. A young player can announce himself to the world with one unforgettable performance. That uncertainty is what keeps millions of fans coming back week after week. As today's headlines continue to develop, remember that football moves incredibly fast. Tomorrow may bring another blockbuster transfer, a surprise managerial announcement, an injury update, or a spectacular performance that changes the conversation completely. Staying informed allows fans to appreciate not only what happens on the pitch, but also the countless stories unfolding behind the scenes. That wraps up today's biggest football news. From transfer market developments and tactical trends to rising stars and championship predictions, there is plenty to be excited about as the season continues. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay ahead of every major football story, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest news, transfer updates, match analysis, and breaking stories from around the world. Tell us in the comments which headline surprised you the most, which club still needs to strengthen its squad, and which player you believe will dominate this season. Football is always evolving, and the biggest story could be just around the corner. Until next time, thanks for watching, stay passionate, and we'll see you in the next football update.